Alright then, ladies and gents, hello and welcome to Crypto Space. So guys, in today's video we are going to cover Kaspa, its recent price action. Of course, we are going to cover Kaspa's holders, and on the top of that we are going to cover a couple of interesting news as well as many of Bitcoin charts and altcoins as well. So guys, we do have quite a bit to cover for today, so please make sure that you subscribe and activate the bell. Firstly, let's actually have a look at the dashboard itself. So we are trading at 18 cents and we are experiencing a little bit of downward momentum, but obviously that we are going to cover that in a chart shortly. Now, market cap is sitting at 4.3 billion USD. We are sitting at 24 in terms of ranking, so that's great. Volume is sitting at 262.7 million USD. And now the current reward is sitting at 104 Kaspa. Next reduction is scheduled in 4 days. Next reward is going to be 98. We are sitting at 83% mined, and we are sitting at 360 petahash per second. All-time highs is 385 petahash per second. Now guys, let's have a look at holders holding over 10k Kaspa. So on the 29th of June, we were sitting at 78,490, and now we are sitting at 78,330, which is negative 160. Maybe that's not a great news. Nevertheless, guys, if we are going to look at the zoomed out picture, this is, in my opinion, nothing to being worried about. Now, if it comes to 100k, we have no changes because, we went up and then downwards, in these last 48 hours. And now 1 million, we are sitting at negative 80 in the last 48 hours. 10 million, we've got one less, right? Before we were sitting at 245 and now 244, right? And if it comes to 100 million, we actually have one more. So this is how it looks like if it comes to, accumulation for Kaspa. And, looking at overall market, guys, Kaspa doesn't necessarily look great. But as you saw in the previous updates, right, when Kaspa was pumping, most of the market was actually pulling back. So, this is only temporary thing. If you're in different altcoins, congratulations, because, most likely you are up. And now let's have a look at the chart itself. So that is a 4-hourly time frame, guys. So first of all, we have almost reached 20 cents, which is, obviously new all-time highs, because before we have reached, what was that to be exact, 19. Well, pretty much, almost the same, Anyways, one of you guys asked me in the comments down below, why we would dip below and get rejected from that level of resistance. Well, let's say roughly here of all-time highs when we are experiencing, KRC20, right? Only because we are experiencing that, just in general, I believe, 2 days ago, doesn't necessarily mean that we are going to smash through right away. Of course, this is a bullish catalyst for Kaspa. That is an open beta, and obviously they said also that, they're experiencing some issues. So again, things are developing themselves. And nevertheless, as you guys can see, we are going to have lots of meme coins and different projects that are going to be built on Kaspa's network. And it's going to take time when Kaspa is going to see something like this, right? In my opinion, right? Because that liquidity will have to come somewhere apart from, general accumulation, if you know what I mean. Now let's have a look at what is going on a daily time frame, guys, all right? So we are being rejected pretty much from these all-time highs, and that is normal, right? That is the first rejection of the previous all-time highs. And now if it comes to stochastic RSI, we are printing that bearish cross for Kaspa. So now we do have two scenarios, because we could experience something like we have experienced in here, right? A little bit of a pullback and then pump and then pullback and something like this. Or we could basically go downwards and then, gear up for the next pump for a Kaspa. So now the first target, referring to this bullish pennant, I would say is still 24 cents for Kaspa. Now, let me zoom this chart out and let me actually show you something very interesting, in my opinion, that is brewing for Kaspa. So as you guys can see, we do have that upward move for Kaspa. Let's see roughly. And you probably already know what I'm going to say. That to me looks like a huge bullish flag that is being printed for Kaspa. Let's be a little bit more conservative and let's put that flag in here. So now if we would about to measure the target roughly, that would be 66 cents. In my opinion, that is going to happen sooner or later, right? But of course, it's not going to come in one candle, my opinion, right? It's going to take some while. Let's anticipate the first target firstly, right, of 24 cents. And after that, we are going to reevaluate the chart and see what will happen. And now guys, looking at the weekly time frame, and let's throw the rainbow on it. All right, so if it comes to the rainbow guys, we still have a lot of fuel to go for the rainbow, okay, because we are nowhere near these yellow orange-ish levels in here, right? So you know, again, patience is going to be rewarded. And now if it comes to stochastic RSI on the weekly time frame for Kaspa, well, this technically mean two things again, right? Either pullback towards the downside. It all depends on, you know, what paper hands are going to do. And also another scenario would be that we are going to do something like on a daily. For example, we are going to experience a little bit of sell-off and then we are going to pump. Nevertheless, guys, in my opinion, Kaspa is still bullish. You know, all of this is short term anyways. Now coming back to KRC20, as I mentioned before, you know, it's an open beta. So on their website, Kaspa Foundation's website, we see these smart contracts are in planning, and I do believe that they are going to update it to, you know, actually in place already when the beta is going to finish. That's my belief. And now guys, let's cover some news because I do believe that's bullish, right? So Sony is about to launch Bitcoin and crypto exchange, right? And now guys, why am I showing you that? You're probably gonna think, yes, but we do have many exchanges. But you know, in general, that shows us of what is happening this cycle. You know, we do have that institutional adoption and many giants like Sony are jumping into crypto. So guys, you know, I would say it's risky to not to be in crypto. Of course, it's not a financial advice, that is just my opinion. Now let's cover some charts. So first of all, shout out to the Scalping Pro, and he's saying that Bitcoin closed another month above support. This is the fifth monthly candle close above $60,000 after the breakout. The consolidation is getting tighter, which means a big move is on the horizon. Not many people are ready for this. Guys, let's see what's going to happen. Obviously, we do have monthly consolidation, and you know, that isn't bearish at all in my opinion. You know, consolidation around all previous all-time highs for BTC, well, similar like for Kaspa, are not bearish at all. Another chart, the Scalping Pro, is saying that Bitcoin is testing the middle line of the Dawn chain channel. In this cycle, each time a price has tested the middle line, we have witnessed a nice bounce in BTC. So guys, let's come back, right? When we have reached that middle line, we have saw the bounce. So he's actually correct. Let's see if he's right, you know, this time. But in general, in my opinion, everything already points out to one thing. Anyways, that is a 3-monthly chart for BTC, and shout out to El Crypto Prof. He's saying that probably one of the most important, if not the most important, 3-month candle close in BTC's history. In addition, the DSS indicator is bullishly crossed as in 2020. After that, blow off top for several months. Well, let's see. Obviously, we do have that cross right now, just like we had in 2020. So, you know, we are going to see what is going to happen very, very soon on the market, right? And now altcoins. This is total crypto market cap that is excluding Bitcoin on a 3-weekly chart, which means that is including Ethereum's market cap into it too. Prof is saying that here's another altcoin chart that shows where we might be in the cycle. You can make your own decisions, but he's going to go with the bullish side. Well, just like me, to being frank. Probably one of the last times before we enter the parabolic curve for altcoins. Guys, I hope that this is easy to understand type of a chart. Let's have a look. We had the double bottom in 2015. After that, we had a first proper leg up in which we have experienced a proper, you know, pullback, right? Then we had another leg up, and then we have experienced another pullback and sideways price action. And after that, we had a huge parabola, just like in 2018, 2019, right? The first leg up and then boom. And now, guys, we do have that double bottom, right? The first proper leg up, and now we do have that consolidation and sideways price action. And now I believe that the longer it takes, the bigger the future pump is going to be. Now, shout out to Titan of Crypto, and this is a weekly chart for BTC. Titan is saying that most hated rally about to start. BTC is still bullish as expected. I told you, well, he told you to wait for the weekly candle to close before drawing hasty conclusions. This is not a game for the impatient ones. Patience is key. Guys, let's have a look. This is something that we have experienced before. In the beginning of 2023, we had fear and disbelief and that boring sideways price action in which many hamsters were shaken out of the market. And what happened after that? Rally. And now we are in fear and disbelief type of a zone one more time. So guys, of course, we might see some sideways price action again, all right? Only because market is pumping at the moment doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, it's going to go up only from now. but you know, I believe again the patience is key. Now shout out to trader Taring Rate, and he's letting you know that if you zoom out, there is nothing that has changed. So we do have that bullish pennant, and of course, as the name says, this is a bullish pattern. Trader Taring Rate is saying that DXY is hitting an overheaded resistance. Each time when DXY is hitting the resistance, it brings Bitcoin a spike. So we've got DXY resistance, right? And every single time we are experiencing drop for DXY, then we are experiencing a pump for BTC. Maybe it's not huge, nevertheless, it's still a pump, right? Second time, the same thing occurred for DXY and BTC. Now guys, May this year, we had a pullback on DXY, and now exactly the same case for BTC. It pumped shortly after. We are experiencing that rejection from that resistance for DXY, and now the question is what is going to happen in a couple of days. And now shout out to Mickey Bull Crypto. He's saying that you should get ready for the incoming explosive alt season. Guys, let's have a look what happened. There was the halving cycle in 2016. After that, we had dipped significantly. That was that proper pullback, and then we had a proper bounce towards the upside. 2020, well, exactly the same, proper pullback, aka shakeout of hamsters, and then boom, proper alt season. And now guys, 2024, shakeout, and now if the history is going to repeat, we are going to see something huge in coming weeks, I believe. And now another chart from Mickey Bull. He's saying that the breakout of the falling wedge is complete, but it needs to reclaim $66,000 lever to boost the bull confidence for a new all-time high this month. Guys, let's see if that is going to happen. But he's got some targets of 87,000 USD for BTC, which is going to coincide with 1.618 Fibonacci zone. Guys, so this is definitely not out of the question, of course, based on the technicals. Now, altcoins according to Prof, and this is a Bitcoin dominance. He's saying that he thinks it's finally time to send this bad boy down. Just look at the bearish candles of the last few months. He doesn't know how many times he shared this chart in the past few weeks, but soon you will see why. One of the biggest alt seasons is coming. Guys, he is correct, because we do have these bearish candles, of course following with, you know, bullishness for BTC's dominance too. Nevertheless, guys, we are going to see sooner rather than later what is going to happen. But if history is going to repeat, you know what it means for Kaspa, right? And now guys, this is a total crypto market cap that is excluding Bitcoin on a 3-weekly chart, which means that it's including Ethereum's market cap too. Prof is saying that apparently most people haven't yet realized that the 3-weekly Gaussian channel changed from red to green. We also have a buy signal as in 2020, and the price is holding above the EMA 10 as in 2020. A few weeks later, one of the biggest altcoin seasons began. Guys, let's have a look. We got pulled back to that EMA, right? And that was the time when Gaussian channel was red. After that, we had a flip for green, and then boom, proper alt season. So guys, let's see, because now we are touching that EMA and Gaussian channel on a 3-weekly chart flipped green. You know what that means, guys? Of course, it doesn't mean that you're going to see, you know, 10, 20, 50x in your portfolio right away. And I'm not talking only about Kaspa, just in general, but what it means is that the trend is green for alts now. And now shout out to the Scalping Pro, and he's showing the parabolic curve for BTC. So guys, remember that Bitcoin and in general your crypto isn't going to go straight in one god candle, right? You do have to remember that next pullbacks most likely are going to occur, right? So the question is, are we going to see a, you know, straight up rally from base 4 to the sell point, or we are going to see another pullbacks along the way? That's something that is very difficult to predict. Nevertheless, guys, what you should do is take profits along the way to meet your exit plan expectations. Guys, thank you very much for watching. That's it what I've got for you today. Have a great day, and peace and love crypto.